And welcome to Nancy's Neighborhood, folks, and it's good to have you with us today. I have some special guests on today that are going to share some different ideas about different things they're doing, and it's things that I wanted you all to be aware of. I'm loving this fall weather, although I'm convinced that we jumped right from summer to winter because it was 37 degrees at my house this morning, and I dressed accordingly, and now it's 68 degrees, and so, who knows, who cares? But anyway, at least we're dressed. So I'm thrilled to death to have these guests on today. And the first one is Reba Terry, and I've had Reba on with me before. She's with ATS, The Bridge,
Yes.
which is an organization awareness for opioids, drug and substance abuse. And it's an education organization as well as giving people help that need help from these addictions. So welcome, Reba.
Thank you.
And it's always
Great to
good
be
to
here.
have you on because y'all have so many things going on. And before we went on the air, we talked about this. It's Red Ribbon Week in our schools. That has nothing to do with my gift shop, but Red Ribbon Week in our schools. And you all try to make our students in Cleveland City and Bradley County aware
Yes,
of the drug situation
Yes.
and how to not become involved.
that's exactly right. This is one of those epidemics that is 100% preventable. So we feel like education is very important for our students as well as their parents. So we present in elementary, middle, and high schools as well as university level. And then also at civic organizations, churches, wherever people will invite us to come and to share about how to protect ourselves and our families from this tragedy.
And I think you mentioned before we went on the air that y'all were at Michigan Avenue
Yes, we were at
twice
Michigan
today.
Avenue School this
Fantastic.
morning.
Talking to fourth and
Fourth
fifth
and
graders.
fifth graders is correct. So we'll be at Arnold Elementary later this week.
Okay, fantastic.
Friday. So we're just very excited. Now also on Thursday, we'll be at Cleveland State Community College at 10:30 in their Humanities Building, room 127. If I understood correctly, it's kind of an auditorium, so there's plenty of room for folks from the community to come, free of charge. So come in and learn if you're not already educated about this epidemic.
And this is a group, is it a club or class that's offering this to the public?
This is through Miss Jana Pankey. She's the director of the social work program, and she has invited us, and I think their clubs have helped to promote it on campus.
That sounds great because I think it's always good to get it in the college, but the way y'all are going about it, going to Arnold and Michigan Avenue and getting the elementary kids
Yes.
so that there's an awareness.
Yes, exactly, because we really just want them to know how dangerous the drugs are that are out there today. They're not the ones that my generation and even my children's generation had to face. This is a whole new strength of pharmaceutical strength drugs that are out there that are damaging our communities and our nation.
It's not like when we grew up with a Band-Aid and a
No.
Phyllate and an aspirin, so
No.
it's a whole lot different. So if we say opioid, Reba,
Yes.
what are we talking about?
Okay. Opioids are synthetic opiates. We know that an opiate is a plant, but these prescription painkillers were produced, began being manufactured in the 90s, and they're synthetic. And to begin with, they were like the panacea to, any pain that you might have. And the doctors were told by the pharmaceutical companies that they were not addictive, and so the physicians prescribed them just at will, and now we're losing 72,000 people a year.
Wow. I think I shared this with you before, but when my husband had his double knee replacement, they sent him home with a prescription of opioids, and he took one, and he said, makes me crazy. And so we didn't flush him down the toilet because we'd already heard you weren't supposed to do that, so we turned him in at the sheriff's department, and he just took Tylenol after that. But I think for people that have gone through surgeries that are severe, that this is one of the things that's prescribed to them.
Yes, and many people, just took them exactly as the doctor prescribed them, and unfortunately, our chemistries are all very different, and what made your husband sick would make another person high, and we don't know who we are until we take them, and a lot of times it's too late, and they may be taking them for pain for a knee, but if it's addressing and emotional pain at the same time.
Yeah, we
It's
don't want
how
to give it up.
happens.
Yes.
Yeah, it's how it
And
happens.
and that I know that a friend of his, when we told this friend that we had turned him in back in, he said, "Oh no, you could have gotten $25 a piece for those pills on the street." And of course, we weren't interested in doing that, but I had no idea.
Yep, absolutely. And it's just very disturbing. And for those who have become addicted and then can no longer get them from their prescriber, then they go to the street, and the next opioid up the chain is heroin.
Oh wow!
And then from heroin, oftentimes it's laced with fentanyl, which is 50 times more powerful than than morphine, excuse me. So, yeah, it's not a pretty world out there. You never know what you're getting if it doesn't come from the pharmacy with your name on it.
Right. And that's something people need to be aware of. And is the fact that if it comes from the pharmacy, if your doctor prescribes it, it comes from the pharmacy, you feel like you're safe.
Yes.
But then if you get addicted even to that,
Yes. And we, one of the aspects of the services that we provide is providing folks with a directory of information about where help is available and how they can access it, whether they're insured or not. There's varying levels of treatment that are available, not near enough, but there is some out there that we can help folks find out about.
How did you get involved in this?
I was recruited.
Okay. Okay, I can relate to that, Reba.
I
Okay.
had, I left the caring place at the end of 15, and so in April of 16, I came to work for ATS.
And I think that's great. And y'all are a nonprofit. You're volunteers. You have a board.
Yes.
Because I think some of your board members
Yes.
have been on with us
Yes.
before.
Yes.
And so I'm assuming that those people, did you say tag you're it, or did they have personal reasons for wanting to join? And I don't want you to share their personal reasons, but
I don't. It's very interesting because, as far as I know, none of us have direct family members that have, it's just the concern that each of us have for our communities and for our children and our grandchildren that, we want to clean things up a little for them. Okay, so we feel a civic responsibility to help them. So I want to hitchhike really quick, if I can, on what you said about disposing of the prescriptions. That leads me to our next event, which is Saturday.
Oh, okay.
And we have a drug take back.
Don't be the dealer. Okay.
Yes. So, unfortunately, only 4% of the prescription drugs that are being abused comes from the pharmacy.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me. 4% come from the street. 96% are coming from, so they're in somebody's medicine cabinet. Okay? So if it's something that you're not taking, you use them, you're done, they could be expired, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like we were with Flavuses. Yes.
Then we are giving you an opportunity on Saturday from 10 until 2. We'll be at Colony Square. The drug task force will be there to receive those and dispose of them properly. So any medication, it doesn't have to be opiates, any prescription that you have that you just need to get out of your medicine cabinet. All of us have folks who come in to do repairs on our homes, or guests use our restrooms, and oftentimes they're not there for that reason. They come in and go through your medicine and take what they want. And so don't be an accidental dealer.
Right.
Okay, that's the DEA slogan this year.
So that's this coming Saturday at Colony Square from 10 till 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if anybody has anything, they just need to package them all up, keep them in the medical.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You can just empty them all out into a pouch and send them in. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
And I have heard, and of course, thank goodness my child is older now, but that often teenagers, to get high or to party or to do this and that they will go through mom and dad's medicine cabinet and get some drugs.
Yes.
And this is not good. So to make people aware of what those drugs are and what they do is very important.
It is very important. And we just need to, if it's something that you do need, keep it locked up. It sounds crazy, but That's the day and age we live in. So keep it in something that you can lock and keep away that you just access when you need it.
And if you can't do that, then I think they should please make their children aware this is not for you. This is just
Absolutely.
for mama, or
Yes.
this is just for daddy, and try to keep it as so that they're not curious enough to take one and
Yes.
try it.
Yes. We have time for one more thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, November 6th.
Okay.
It's a Tuesday night at 5:30. We have a educational forum. It's primarily for medical folks, but anyone
okay.
can come. There is a registration fee of $50. The title of the presentation is Seeking Alternatives. And so Dr. Teeter from North Carolina is coming. We'll be talking to physicians and other prescribers about alternatives to opioid prescribing. So physicians and dentists and those who need the continuing education units will be available.
And this will count for that. Okay,
Yes.
great.
And that's an additional $25 if they want the
Right,
CMEs.
right.
So register online at our website is atsthebridge.org, and that's where all that information is.
Okay,
and they can
super.
register.
Do I get to keep that?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Because I want to be sure I tell people about this, and I'm sure you have reached out to the medical
Yes.
profession and told them about this also, so they are aware. So you all are doing so much, and I'm so appreciative of groups like yours who are .orgs.
Yes.
And my audience knows who .orgs are because they know that those are the basically the nonprofit organizations. And so how do you function on donations, or what do you do?
We do.
Okay.
We're privately funded, so
Okay.
any donations.
And grants? Do you do
Yes.
grants also?
We do some.
Okay.
Yes. Not a lot.
Okay. And so I'm just so pleased that you all are out
Thank you.
doing this. And as a school board member, I want you in every school in Bradley County.
We're working on it.
I know you are. And I want you to tell all our kids everything they need to know about this, and scare them
Yes.
to death if you have to,
Telling you.
because it is scary. And
It is
and they need to be aware of this. And I'm sure you're in the high schools.
We are.
And then Red Ribbon Week is this week.
Yes.
So all the schools will be,
Doing some kind of drug education. Yes.
and that is great. Reba, thank you so much.
Thank
Do your
you.
website one more
Okay,
time.
it's atsthebridge.org.
Right. And if they need to reach you by phone, is there a way?
423
Okay.
47
I know, I hate it when people do that.
464 4600.
Okay, try it again, one more time. So we got
423 464 4600.
Okay, thank you. Because sometimes if somebody says, give me your phone number, or give me somebody's phone number, it's number one on my dial, okay, So we do that because we have these
I know.
apparatuses now that we don't have to actually remember those numbers. Reba, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
on.
Thank you very much.
Anytime that you have anything you want to share, because this is a crisis.
It is. It
And
is a
people need to
crisis.
understand and know this is a crisis, and
Yes.
our awareness will help to alleviate some of this.
Yes, it will.
And so thank you very
that's
much,
what
Gal. I sure do
Thank you.
appreciate it. Folks, don't go away. We're going to take a little commercial break. And you know what I say? Watch the commercials because they pay our bills. And so if you don't watch the commercials, then you don't know where to go shop. So I'll be right back as soon as these commercials finish up.